Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Super Mario 64. Last time we did everything that we can do here in the first floor of Peach's castle, and in this episode I think it's time for us to go ahead and check out this store door here, because it's been taunting us for quite some time now. You only need 8 power stars to open the door, but we have 31 power stars, so we're overachievers. But now that the door slowly opens, we see a picture of Princess Peach. You get closer to it and turns to a picture of Bowser, drop you into one of the first of the Bowser levels in the game. Wahahaha! You stepped right into my trap, just as I knew you would. I warn you, friend, watch your step. So, in the Bowser levels, there's only one power star you actually need to worry about here, and it's an 8 red coin star. So, the 8 red coins is really the only thing we'll be going after here, and then we'll be taking the fight to Bowser at the very end. So, luckily, there's not really too much about this level you have to worry about, but the big thing is, you have to be very careful about the bottomless pits here, because one wrong move, and you're falling down to the abyss. So just watch your step, that's the big thing you have to worry about. Besides that, honestly, the enemies, at least in this one, aren't really that bad, because there's just a lot of Goombas here, and then there's some electrical enemies up ahead, but besides that, they don't really throw anything too harmful for you here. It's just the big thing is the pits. You gotta worry about falling down. And wow, that's really weird. We collected a red coin which would heal us immediately, so we didn't take damage from the zapper. That's really bizarre. That normally doesn't happen, but it's not the first time that glitch has happened to me. It's a good glitch, to be honest. Now over here, they want you to come over to this little wooden platform by using that little wooden walkway, but I just long jump over here. It's just honestly a lot safer, especially if you know what you're doing with the long jump. I don't like taking my chances here, to be honest. It's very risky to walk there, especially if you're playing this game on like the virtual console, for instance, because you got a little bit of less control over Mario because of the sensitivity difference on virtual console. It makes a whole world of difference, trust me, it really does. That's why I opted to play this game on original hardware, simply just because I like how this game controls more using the actual Nintendo 64 controller. The dead zone for the virtual console releases I just feel isn't tight enough. So there's going to be a lot of instances where you're just going to fall off a pit just because of the joystick. So really, at the end of the day, it's just personal preference. So you hit this switch here and this will activate some stairs for you to climb on, but since we got all the 8 red coins, we can go ahead and grab the star, which actually prompts us to save. So before you fight Bowser, you have a chance to save the game. So yes, let's go ahead and do so. But now, let's go ahead and jump down this warp pipe and fight Bowser. Tough luck, Mario. Princess Toadstool is in here. Go ahead, just try to grab me by the tail. You'll never be able to swing me around. A wimp like you won't throw me out of here. Never. Ha! So Bowser just basically said what you need to do. You have to get behind him and just start rotating the joystick and throw him. So it's as simple as that, and we got it first try. I suck at these Bowser throws too, but that was a perfect throw. Ugh, I was a bit careless. This is not as I had planned, but I still hold the power of the stars, and I still have Peach. Wahaha! You'll get no more stars from me. I'm not finished with you yet, but I'll let you go for now. You'll pay for this later. So that's it. When Bowser is defeated, he will drop a key, so let's go ahead and grab said key. So there you go, that's our first Bowser boss fight out of the way. Now, that was a very simple fight in the sake of he didn't really do all too much, to be honest, because normally when you're fighting Bowser, he can do a couple different things. He can charge at you, he can spit fireballs, and he's just kind of aggressive where he tries to lunge out at you when you're running around, but he didn't really do any of that. So, that was a very simple fight. That's not the only time we'll be fighting Bowser though, so we'll get to see more what he can do later on. But now that we got this key, let's go ahead and make our way down here. You would think that key would be good for the top floor, but no, this key is actually for the basement. So let's go ahead and open up the basement door. And we already have enough stars to actually open up this store door, but we're not going to be going there just yet because I kind of want to go to the upcoming levels here in the basement before we even open up that door. So let's just make our way over here first. And as you can see, we got a rabbit just sitting here. So let's go ahead and chase it. This here is Nips. Nips shows up after you collect 15 stars. So Nips here is actually a nice little secret in the castle. Yo! Unhand me, brute! I'm late. So late. I must make haste. This shiny thing? Mine. It's mine. Finders keepers, losers. Late, late, late. Ouch. Take it then. A gift from Bowser I was. Now let me be. I have a date. I cannot be late for tea. Wonder who this rabbit's having tea with. He never really says, so we'll really find out. But there you go. Got ourselves another power star. So let's go ahead and save the game. Now, there's actually a funny little glitch you can do here with Nips. I'm not going to actually do the entire thing, but I'm just going to start this just to show what he can do. So after you collect the star with Nips, you can still carry him around as you're seeing here. If you place Nips perfectly in the right area here at the door, you can actually clip through the door, and then you can grab Nips again and bring him through the door with you. So you can actually use Nips to clip through walls here, which actually allows you to beat this game in 16 stars. So if you know what you're doing, this glitch along with some other glitches, you can actually use to beat this game rather quickly. It's actually a very well-known thing about Super Mario 64, especially nowadays with how popular speedrunning has become. So I'm only going to show this off a little bit longer, and then we're just going to move on, because I'm not doing a 16-star run, as you can already see. If you actually want to check it out, there will be a link down in the description below to a 16-star run that I did here on my YouTube channel a couple years ago. So this is pretty much the gist of it. You take Nips into this room, and then you can use him to clip through that star door. So it's as simple as that. But we're going to leave Nips here because I don't want to go through that star door yet. Plus, I don't even need him to go through it because I already have enough stars to just kind of go through naturally. But I actually want to make my way over here first, because before we do anything in the basement, you actually want to swim over here, since we actually can interact with the castle here a little bit. Swim over to this side of the water, and you'll see these two pegs. Ground pound these both down, and then the water level will drain. So now the water around the moat of the castle, as you can tell, is now all gone. So we can access the bottom floor here of the castle outside. So we can go ahead and, because of this, now fall into this hole. Doing so, we have another castle secret star to get, and this one contains the Vanish Cap. All the blue blocks you find will become solid once you tap on the cap switch. You'll disappear when you put on the Vanish Cap, so you'll be able to elude enemies and walk through many things. Try it out. I mean, we won't be able to really try out the Vanish Cap all too much here. In fact, out of the 3 cap courses, this one is probably the most useless for Vanish Cap. Simply just because they don't really give you much of an opportunity to really test it here, since they drop you into a long fall at the very beginning. So there's not much you can really do because of that. It wears off by the time you get near any enemies. It's just that one fire geyser at the top that won't see you, and that's it. That's really nothing. So we already have a lot of the red coins we need here, so this is just an 8 red coin mission. Collect all the coins, and then, well, a star will appear at the very end. Simple as that, just like every other red coin mission in the game. Not very much to say here, but there's a lot of tricky platforming, so you gotta be careful with your step, and actually skip the cycle there, so I'm very happy. So let's just go ahead and do a backflip, and there's our blue switch. So now if we grab this, we have our last red coin in hand, and now the star appears. Now, if you get into this cage for whatever reason, and you don't have all 8 red coins, and you get trapped in there, they put a convenient hole there so you can go ahead and just fall down and try again. But if I can just grab this, there we go, we just activated the Vanish Cap switch. I was trying to do a triple jump off that, because if you time your triple jump just right, you can wall jump off this wall and dive into the star, which skipped this text. Kind of like how we did with the wing cap. But now Vanish Caps will appear in every level now, so let's go ahead and save our game, and let's go ahead and grab this to demonstrate how it works to go through walls. I don't know what you're expecting, it's literally just going through walls. There's not much to explain. So you can't go through every wall with the Vanish Cap. The big thing about it is that you use it just to go through only specific walls. It's got to be very thin. So for the most part, you're really just using the Vanish Cap to go through metal grates and also some paintings as well in certain levels. So we'll see it coming up very soon. Hey, would you look at this? There's a cannon out here, but it's shut. I wonder how we open that. Maybe the sign could tell us something. Now it just tells us how to swim, which we already know because of, well, our first underwater level. So, yeah, not the most helpful. Maybe I should have read that before we came in the castle, but it's not a big deal. So, let's just go ahead and make our way back in here. And now let's actually make our way to another level, shall we? So, we could go back down in the basement, but actually if we turn our camera over here to our left, we see this boo that just suddenly appears. So, after a certain amount of stars collected, this boo does appear, and then you come outside, and you'll see a whole bunch of boos. There's just so many boos. So, these are classic enemies from the Mario series, and we already know how to deal with them if you ever played a Mario game. But here, this sign is talking about triple jump, so even back here, there's still tutorials. At this point in the game, you should probably know how to do all this stuff, but the thing it really should be teaching you how to do is kill boos. So, if you ever played a Mario game before, you know how the boos work, but if you haven't, basically the gist of it is, you can't really attack boos when you're looking at them because they will just disappear. But in the Mario 64, when you're looking at the boos, you can see what's through them. So you need to get these close to you and then you can attack them. Boos will start chasing you when you are not looking at them. So you have to take advantage of that. Psst, the boos are super shy. If you look them in the eyes, they fade away. But if you turn your back, they reappear. It's no use trying to hit them when they're fading away. Instead, sneak up behind them and punch. As I just said. These signs do tell you that, it's just, at the same time, it tells you everything else that you already know. Like the body slide, which we already know how to do. So you can kill all the boos here, it doesn't really do anything, but there's one specific boo we do want to actually attack because he has something very special inside of him. So these boos here just have some coins, which really doesn't do anything when there's no coin star in the overworld. And now we're getting told about the somersault and the long jump and even the ground pound, so that's helpful, I guess. But this is a pretty big boo compared to the rest of them. So if you look at him, you can see this cage going through his body. So if you kill him, you reveal the cage, which reveals your next world in the game. This is the only time you actually have to kill an enemy to reveal a world. So in Big Boo's Hunt here, we have our first level, Go on a Ghost Hunt. It's time for Mario to get all Ghostbusters in this game. Come on in. How ominous. This game really wants to give us that horror vibe. But actually, before we jump in there, let's read this sign. You don't stand a ghost of a chance in this house. If you walk out of here, you deserve a ghoul medal. Funny. I heard enough of Ghosts of a Chance in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think I need that in my Mario. Thank you very much. So, basically, what we need to do here is we need to attack boos. Because the second floor is completely blocked off. And the only way for us to actually get to the second floor is to kill enough boos in order to get the staircase to rise. So, use the Vanish Cap, and you can find these two boos here in the back. Ghosts don't die? Can you get out of here alive? You just said this, thanks. I don't need to hear it again. So you don't need to use the Vanish Cap to get here. In fact, this door here is at the very back of the mansion, so you can just come back here and kill these boos, which is good if you don't have the Vanish Cap at this point. But this is why I went to drain them out now. Not just to give us a shortcut to get back into the basement when we want to, but also because of the fact that you want the Vanish Cap for this level. Because not only is it helpful, but one of the stars does require you using the Vanish Cap. So we'll be seeing that use here soon enough. But for now, we just want to kill a bunch of boos. I mean, that's something Mario's good at anyway, so he does this all the time in the 2D Mario games, so let's just go ahead and do it in a 3D space. You could really tell I'm also playing on N64 with this draw distance. The farther away you get, Mario just looks like a giant pixel. Like he doesn't even have a face anymore, it's just one giant block. Boom! Here comes the Master of Mischief, the Tower of Terror, the Big Boo. So after you kill all the boos here on the first floor, this giant boo appears here in the middle. So basically, you just have to hit this thing 3 times and it's dead. So it's as simple as that. Now you need to kill the big boo to actually make the staircase rise. But if you want to do any other star before this one, there is a way to do so. If you come into this room here and you look up, you can see there's a bunch of metal grates that you can just kind of jump through and then make your way to the second floor if you're good with your wall jumps. So if you time your wall jump just right, you can actually get to the second floor without killing this boo at all. So if you don't want to do this mission, you can technically skip it. I mean, to be fair, you do have to do this eventually if you're going for all of the stars in the game. But if you just kind of want to avoid this one and do other stars first, well, then you do have that option. As long as you know how to wall jump, then you can just kind of do whatever. But there you go. We got the star. So I think that's a good enough stopping point for this episode. So with that said, next time on Let's Play Super Mario 64, we'll make our way back into the Boo Mansion and continue collecting Power Stars. I'll see you guys next time.